Hello and welcome to the English Daily Podcast. I'm Daniel, and I am so happy you are here today to learn how to speak English naturally. Today, we are focusing on a skill that will change your English forever, small talk. By the end of this episode, you will know exactly how to start a conversation, what topics are safe to talk about, and how to end a chat without feeling awkward.
Hi everyone, I'm Emma, and I'm a learner just like you. I used to get so nervous when meeting new people in English, but Daniel is going to help us turn those mistakes into confidence.
Exactly, Emma. We aren't just looking at textbook rules. We are learning the real English people use in elevators, at work, and at parties. Before we start, I want everyone at home to try a technique called learning by teaching. As you listen, imagine you are going to teach these phrases to a friend later today. The simple shift helps your brain absorb the words much faster.
I love that. I'm already picturing myself teaching my neighbor how to say, beautiful day, isn't it?
Perfect. And remember to shadow us. That means being my echo and repeating what I say out loud. Let's dive into our first topic, basic introductions. Emma, imagine we've never met. How would you start?
I'd say, hi, what is your name?
That works, but in casual English, we often use soft openers. You might say, I don't think we've met. I'm Emma. Now, viewers at home, it's your turn to repeat. I don't think we've met.
I don't think we've met. Oh, I like that. It sounds very friendly. Then the other person says their name, and I say, nice to meet you.
Exactly. And here's a tiny tip. If you want to sound warmer, say nice to meet you too. Adding that too at the end shows you are really responding to them.
Nice to meet you too. Got it. So, Daniel, after names, people usually ask where I'm from. Sometimes I say, from where are you? Is that right?
Not quite, Emma. That's a common mistake because it's the word order in many other languages. In English small talk, that little word from always likes to sit at the end. We say, where are you from? Repeat after me at home. Where are you from?
Where are you from?
Perfect. Now, if you grew up in the same city you were born in, you can use a great phrase. I was born and raised here. It tells the person that this place is truly your home.
Born and raised. I love that. It sounds so much more natural than just saying, I live here.
It really does. Before we move to our next section, if you are finding this helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps more learners find our podcast.
Yes, please. Okay, Daniel, we've introduced ourselves. Now we are standing there in silence. This is the scary part. What do we talk about next?
This is where we use safe topics. Think of things everyone can relate to, the weather, the weekend, or your environment. The weather is the universal conversation starter. If it's sunny, you say, beautiful day, isn't it?
Oh, and if it's raining, I can say, I have very cold.
Wait, that's another grammar trap. In English, feelings of temperature use I am, not I have. You say, I'm cold or I'm freezing.
Oh, of course, I am freezing. If I say I have a cold, it means I'm sick with a cough, right?
Spot on, Emma. One tiny word changes the whole meaning. Now, let's practice weather shadowing. Listen and repeat. It's so cold today.
It's so cold today.
Lovely weather, isn't it?
Lovely weather, isn't it?
Great. Another safe topic is the weekend. If it's Monday, you ask, how was your weekend? If it's Friday, you ask, any big plans for the weekend?
Any big plans for the weekend? I usually just say I stayed home. Is that too boring?
Not at all, but here's a secret for keeping the conversation flowing. Add a little detail. Instead of just I stayed home, you could say I stayed home and caught up on some reading. It gives the other person something to ask about.
Ah, like they could ask, what are you reading?
Exactly. And then you can use my favorite framework to remember topics, FORD. F for family, O for occupation, R for recreation, and D for dreams.
Ford, like the car. F-O-R-D. So for O, occupation, I can ask, what is your job?
Yes, but what do you do is much more common in casual small talk. Listen to the rhythm at home. What do you do?
What do you do? Daniel, I have to tell you a funny story. I once asked a guy at a party, what are you doing?
Oh no.
Yes, he looked at me and said, I'm standing here holding a drink? I was so embarrassed.
That is the perfect example of why grammar matters in small talk. What do you do is for your job, but what are you doing is for right now. Don't feel bad, Emma. Even teachers make mistakes. I once told a whole class, I am agree with you.
You did? But you're the teacher.
I am, but I was tired and I just used the wrong structure. Remember, learners, it's always I agree, never I am agree. Let's practice that correctly. I agree.
I agree. See, everyone, if Daniel makes mistakes, we can too.
That's the spirit. Mistakes are just proof that you are actually using the language in a real conversation. It's like a moving river. You're bound to slip sometimes.
That's very encouraging. So we've done the Ford topics. What about recreation? What do you like to do for fun?
Great question. You could answer, I enjoy playing guitar and cooking. Or, lately, I've been enjoying playing chess. Using the word lately makes you sound very fluent.
Lately, I've been into yoga. Is that right?
Perfect. Now, let's talk about active listening. You don't want to just ask questions. You need to show you are listening. Use phrases like, that sounds interesting, or really, tell me more.
That sounds interesting. I use that one a lot.
It's a classic. It keeps the other person talking so you can listen and relax. Now, what if you need to end the conversation? Maybe you need to go back to work or grab a drink.
Sometimes I just walk away because I don't know what to say.
Don't do that. Just use a polite conversation closer. You can say, it was really nice meeting you, or I should let you get back to work.
I should let you get back to work? That's so polite. It sounds like I'm being helpful to them.
Exactly. It acknowledges their time. Repeat at home. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Well done. Let's do a quick review of what we learned today. We learned that where are you from has from at the end. We learned it's I agree and not I am agree. And we learned the Ford framework for topics.
And don't forget the age rule. I'm 25, not I have 25.
Yes, I am 25. You all did a great job today. If you missed anything, you can always rewind and practice shadowing those phrases again.
Thank you for teaching us, Daniel. I feel much more ready for my next party.
I'm glad to hear it. If you have a question or a common mistake you've made, leave us a comment below. We love reading them. Next time, are we going to talk about shopping? Yes, our next episode will be all about mastering English for shopping and ordering food. You won't want to miss it.
See you then.
Keep practicing and most importantly, keep connecting with people. Until next time, keep speaking English daily. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.